looks heavy. It is heavy. It's extremely heavy. And of course it was made for people much heftier than me. When we went out to Bosnia the first time, of course we didn't have flak jackets. Everybody said you should wear a flak jacket and a helmet. It was a war zone. We didn't have them. But one Sunday, our church prayed in the morning for flak jackets. It was a Sunday morning service, and it happened to be that evening the BBC were having a bot for Bosnia up at BBC One in town, and the people who were getting the money were War Child and SOS Bosnia. So I had to go up to this dinner and speak about SOS Bosnia. And I was sitting next, as it happened, to the head of War Child, and I said to him, look, we're going tomorrow, we haven't got flak jackets. And he said, oh, you can have ours. I said, it's no good because we're going tomorrow. He said, no, don't worry, we've got them in the car outside. We have just come back. So we acquired flak jackets. There was an embarrassment factor in wearing it when delivering aid because civilians round about, of course, were not wearing flak jackets. I have to blame my son. He was on holiday in Italy in '92 when war broke out. And he came home and he'd seen the refugees coming over from Sevilla into Italy. And he came home and he said, we've got to do something, Mum, you're a doctor, do something. Then it became a question of me saying, well, if you're going again, should I go? Because I'm medical, I would know more about what was needed and so on. And he very famously said it's a bit bizarre taking one's mother to Bosnia. So I really got into it, if I'm being honest, because I thought that it might protect his back a bit and stop him doing anything more stupid than he was likely to. Also, I thought that they were less likely to arrest me, a middle-aged, to put it politely, woman, than a young man. That proved to be untrue. They arrested me more times than they arrested him. We got specific requests because I was a doctor for a child who was dying of haemophilia. During the war, they took they took down all the notices, so there was nothing to say where you were, not even which town you were in. So it was quite difficult finding. I had an address for this child, and my driver Tony is saying to me, "How are we going to find her?" I have no idea. When round the corner came a cyclist on his bike. I'd never seen any bikes. So I said to him, stop. So we stopped, and I got out. I couldn't speak the language, and this guy couldn't speak English. So I showed him the thing and said, turned his bike round, we turned the truck round, and we followed him. He lived next door to this child. Now, you couldn't make that up, could you? It has affected my life in that it gave us confidence to go to the front line or beyond. I actually was wearing it when somebody put a gun to my head, but it was my head anyway. So he wasn't putting it to my chest. I guess it gave us a bit of confidence maybe to go perhaps to places we might not have gone. 3 of our friends were killed taking it out there. There is, in England at the moment, no memorial to humanitarian aid workers killed on duty. Well, we have raised the money to have a permanent memorial. So hopefully at the end of this year, or certainly the beginning of next, we should have a permanent memorial to humanitarian aid workers. Including some quotations from Tony, who was my driver. I didn't know he was writing a diary at the time. And I have his diary, which is very sobering as far as I'm concerned, because he was killed 3 weeks after he took me over there. I was a GP for 40 years, and as a GP you don't often actively save lives. Sometimes you do by referring them, but I think with SOS Bosnia we saved more lives than I saved in 40 years as a GP, to be honest. So it just brings back memories of the wartime. I'm grateful I'm still here. I was shot at twice. I was arrested twice. We drove over a live mine once, sitting on the flak jacket. I think it reminds me that I'm lucky to be still here.